Hello peeps and welcome back to Pharaoh, a new era. We are still in the Archaic period. We've got a new place. Look, it's now 3000 to 2685 BC. A whole new place we're going to. Let's jump in, shall we? Oh, a capital is founded. Lots of win conditions for this one. Look, culture ratings, prosperity, kingdom and monument. My goodness, we're going to need a spacious apartment. They're getting pretty big now. Indeed they are. It's great to be getting to the monuments. I enjoy building the monuments. They're involved and they get more and more involved, but I really enjoy doing them, so this is exciting.
After a lengthy struggle, King Hor-Aha has managed to unite the twin kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt and proclaimed himself Pharaoh over all Egypt. As a sign of his absolute sovereignty and the establishment of this, the first dynasty of Egypt, Hor-Aha has ordered the founding of an imposing capital at Men-Nefer, from which he may govern this fledgling nation. Because of your family's many generations of faithful service to this land, Pharaoh has chosen you to be the architect of this splendid city. Because the capital is the very symbol of our kingdom, its citizens must enjoy a quality of life heretofore unknown in this land. To this end, you will eventually need to trade with other cities in the realm and to provide a higher standard of education for at least some of your citizens. You must also build a sacred mastaba tomb for the city's nobles.
I'm excited. The mission is lost if you get a debt of minus 5,000 doubloons. Okay, that's fine. Here we are then. The banks of the Nile. Begin by planning for areas of housing and industry. By now you know what the people want, in addition to the basics of food and water. You must provide some houses with pottery, beer, entertainment and access to religious services before you think about higher education and trade. From this tutorial and onward, now that you've learned how to play with recruiters, you can switch to the global worker pool in the options. This allows every building connected to a road to have automatic access to workers. While this is a big change from the original Pharaoh, giving you the choice makes the game more accessible and more fun for everyone. That is a big change. It actually makes the game far easier, so I'm not going to be turning that option on. Big bit of desert then. Reach spacious apartment. Wow, look at this. There's not a lot here, is there? You can see why we're going to need to do some trading. Oh, now this here is where we can gather reeds to make paper, which is needed for educational facilities. Oh, we've got some floodplains. Okay, this is good here. This is good. So one thing people have been asking for is a mini-map. And there was an update by the devs actually that said that they are now working on that feature, so that's cool. We should have a mini map in the future. Now we are going to actually pause the game because I always like to have a look at what is available in terms of not these things. Food and farming, for example. So we've got chickpea farms, so we'll be able to produce chickpeas on these floodplains, as well as barley for the beer, which we're going to need. So that's good. We don't need to trade in beer, and we've got a good food source, which is wonderful. Now in production, yes, reed gatherers, you see. They collect the reeds from here and then it can be made into paper. See, we've got a papyrus maker here. So that's good. And it seems that we can make our own pots. And then we've also got the brewery. So this is fantastic. Now, what gods do we have here? Right. So we have 3. It's quite a lot. And then we will have monuments. That's coming. We've got our usual entertainment and our beautification, which is exciting. And since the last time I recorded the game, I did go and check, and they have included the Cleopatra DLC with this game, which is quite exciting and explains some of these items that we've got here. I'm excited for that. I never got to play that, so I think it adds a bunch of missions on to the end. I've had trouble trying to find out exactly what it added other than a zoo. It also changed how the military worked. as well in the game from the original, so military might work a little bit differently for me moving forwards that I'm not used to. I guess we'll find out. Right, so let's get started, shall we? We know that we're going to want to gather reeds, we're going to want to use this farmland, but we're also going to want to pull out clay, so that could be good here as well. So round here is going to be a good spot, I think. And we've got our main road here for them to come in. So yeah, I think around here is going to be a good place to build. I'm going to get something basic set up. This is interesting, right? You've had a very quick cut, but for me it's been 10 minutes. And I've done nothing. And I think it's because I'm getting some sort of anxiety with just building my cities. So before I used to just play Pharaoh. And then from comments that I've had, I've realised that I'm going to be playing a game where everybody's going to be telling me how to play this game and how I should build a city and where I should put things, right? And now I've got this anxiety where I can't even place my first house. I've built a road and I'm like, now what? What will get the least amount of, you should have done it like this in the comments? I'm struggling with this, right? Because I am not going to be going to wikis and finding out the absolute slickest way of building cities, best house placements, the best way to do beautification, the way that you should do footprints. They've even got, diagrams and plans. I've never used these mathematical equations and graphs that they put on the internet to play Pharaoh. I just want to play the game. And before I move forwards with building this city, I wanted to share that if you are here for the ultimate strategy on how to do each level, you are on the wrong channel. I'm going to play this how I want to play it and build it in an organic, fun way for me. Okay, so we have a little thing starting here. They're arriving. This is quite new for me. I don't normally do squares like this. I thought I would give it a go. I wanted to give it a bash. We have chickpea farms over here. Oh, and we need to also look, don't we, I think, at our thingamajiggies to stop this. So that's working. We've just got some basic things going. So I've built the palace because I do want taxes coming in. We want to be making money quickly. That's the aim. And we have fire, we have police, and the architect's post, physicians, medicine, just basic things to get us started. We'll get the water going round, and we can see that there are pots and that. So I think we are getting water. The house cannot evolve as it needs the food. That's absolutely fine. Here's our bazaar. All's well. They are now on their fields. I used to enjoy the chickpea farms. We can see, I like that the farms change, the way that they look, the crops change, and we have those details. We're starting with 3 farms, probably won't be enough. We can put some more on the other side. Here, look, there we go. Maybe get a couple more in. I think possibly one workhouse will be doing the job at the moment. I'm sure that'll be fine. I've left a gap here because I want to make sure they have access to this, because later on we will need to be collecting reeds, so that's important. The papyrus work will probably be up here somewhere. It will. This is quite annoying, isn't it? This here is quite annoying. This bar, it takes up quite a lot of the screen. I think I would prefer a lot of the messages that come up here if they were only here in notifications, so that I know to read them. This can get quite aggravating. So we've got some chickpeas. It was a short season, but we've got some chickpeas coming off the fields now. Look. Oh, they look so good. Pop those in there, and then here she comes.
The bazaar needs some items, and I'm going to get them.
Fantastic. She's on her way. She'll take all of that, no doubt, with her basket carriers. Oh, she just took most of it. That's fine. And we've only got the one bazaar, so she will get it all in there, and then we can finally see these houses start to upgrade a little bit more. So food is the next big thing. So we got some chickpeas in there, not loads, but there she is with her goods.
I do my best to give the people what they want.
So she's now delivering her food, and we can see the house is upgrading. Lovely. Now, we need temples. We're going to start with some shrines. Yeah. And what we will do, I think, I don't know. Should we put... We'll put a shrine here. And I think we'll pop a shrine there. And then I think we'll pop a shrine over here. And I will consider what we're doing with the temples. For the moment, we can afford this. I'm going to pop this down because I think we should start holding the festivals pretty quickly. We can afford the lavish, but before we do, let's have a look at the money. This one, it's going to be important for us to start seeing sort of what this income is. And we do have taxes coming in, and as they see, because we're spending a lot on construction, and we can see here that the taxes aren't yet covering wages, so we have to be a little bit careful. Might keep this low. We'll go with Osiris. We'll start at the beginning, and it's quicker as well. See, it's this business that really is bothering me. Either, you know, if we feel the need for a pop-up, maybe they could be smaller up here, or just like this here. They pop up, and they could be like a little notification, maybe not as big as that boom one, but maybe just a little notification up here, and it makes it a slightly less dramatic sound. I think I would prefer that. It doesn't need to be so in my face. It starts to wind me up. We can see, look, that this water supply over here has actually upgraded a little bit. It looks nicer compared to this one over here because we have the shrine, and mind you, we have the shrine over here, but for whatever reason, I guess it's the palace. This area is more prestigious over here, right? It's working for us. Yeah, so what I was saying is common festivals as well are prepared and held much quicker. And we need to get some very quick festivals. There we go, common festivals for each of the gods to immediately appease them, because it already said it had been over 300 months since we had shown our deities any kind of love, which is not good. So we're looking at getting a much better food source in. It'll be interesting to see as well, because it's quite fertile, this land, if we need more workhouses and how far this food goes, because we've actually still got some food in there, which is really great. Something else people have been mentioning a lot is that they want to see the upgraded bazaar, because if you put gardens and that by it like you do with the water well, they upgrade and look nicer quicker. It will happen in time. We don't need to do everything instantly. So this is coming along well. It is a little less fertile, I was about to say, because this is going really well, this one here, but at 92%, you know, it's going to. Common festival, there we go. So we've got some festivals going just to start trying to appease the gods. Quite pleased about that. So this house cannot evolve as it has no access to local. See, I've always found that these shrines don't seem to give local religious facilities. It does need to be temples. To do the temples, I also need to think about how... Look, we've got people leaving.
I can't find a job here. I will look elsewhere.
Yeah, it's just whoops, unemployment 30%. I've waited too long. This is the perils of making YouTube videos. I've waited too long to do more. So I need to build the temples. I need to consider the expansion of the city, and that it may come down here. You don't want to cut things off. So I need to decide, and we've got 3 temples, annoyingly, that need to be built. So where am I going to plop them? Gone with this. They may need to be moved at some point, but that's just the way that it is. So they will employ people. That's great. We've had another... Now we need more people to move in. Here they come. Here they come. For the upgrades. Right. And a common festival. Good. Good. So we do have a basic city up and running, and it's time to start expanding the facilities, right? And I should be doing it faster rather than talking. So I'm going to add on some features right now. So we have some entertainment going in. We're now employing our jugglers. We'll get the bandstands going so that we can have some entertainment as they need entertainment. And it's also some more jobs. Unemployment is at 2%. So we need to wait for some more to move in. Here they come. Nice, nice. And I'm going to be keen to look at pottery coming in here. Raw materials, right? Pots are now of interest. Here we go. They don't have a supply of pots. Oh, the food's in. The food's coming in. That's fantastic. So there should be plenty of food to go around because we are out of chickpeas over here. And that is absolutely full now. Brilliant. So we need pots. And can see as well that these houses are upgrading, but we're not getting beyond that. And that's probably just because, not because of access to the bazaar, but more that it ran out of supply. So I'm not going to worry about it too much, but rather keep an eye on that situation and get the pottery up and running. There we go. So we've got our little pottery area over here. And we've set up this to take clay and the pots. And we've removed it from town a little bit. And look, they're getting people employed over here, so this is wonderful. Employment, yeah, we are getting more people coming in, and we can see now that with food being more readily available, it's starting to creep into these areas here, which is good. And like I say, I'm not used to doing it in like these big square blocks like this, but I thought I would give it a go. And it's very possible that we will need to get a bazaar over here looking at it. That might be useful. How's this going? We've got somebody working now in the storage yards. That's exciting. Unemployment at 3%, but there are, look, lots of potters ready to go. There we go. And they'll start making their pots. Oh, look, it looks so good. It looks so good. Really pleased with it. Lovely, lovely. Righty-ho. So I built a bazaar over here. We can see this one has actually upgraded a little bit. Looks a bit nicer. So I built a bazaar over here. And I've moved this juggling school out of the way. So that we've got better access through this area. So that, I don't know. I was thinking I might need a bazaar over here because this house over here really wasn't upgrading. But then as I was changing it, it upgraded, but I'll leave it like this. It seems okay. And now look, our houses are upgrading again, and it is down to, look, desirability of the area, which is absolutely fine. We can see that's going to be really easy to achieve. We can put in our gardens. I've now turned on in the options that we can change the gardens. Look, can change the gardens to whatever we want, which I'm pretty excited about. And look, we could either do a fancy thing, right, where we do that, and we could pull in one of these. Oh, look. Oh, it's a big fancy garden. Look. Oh, big fancy ones. We could put in, you know, something. What do we think? Oh, there's so many options. This is amazing. There's so many options. Maybe we could do that so it's matching either side, and then oh my goodness, these messages do get quite aggravating. I think it'd be nice to slow those down, so we could do something like this, you see. If we do a nice little thing across the center. Does that help? Does that help? I'd quite like to get a little garden, I think, in here as well, you know, just for funsies. So, yeah, plazas, statues, all that sort of stuff needs to go in. We could do, like, think it's weird because there's a side door there, but maybe again we could just put in a nice little garden like that. Oh yeah. So we're working on the desirability, but now it's the supply of beer. That's it. So we've done the desirability. It's really happy with the desirability, but now we need to look at the beer situation. And unemployment is at 38%, so I'm going to stop that. The floodplains are currently flooding, and I need to. Oh, look how much clay we've got. That's actually insane. We need to rebalance this and set up a brewery. So we want to accept none in this new storage yard that I'm building. We're going to be interested in accepting the beer, but also the barley, right? Yes. And we've got a little brewery thing going on up here at the top of the map. So we need to wait for these floodplains to calm down. Another workhouse is probably going to be sensible as well. Work camp, that's it, not workhouse, work camp. We'll get another one of those in and wait for this to come down so that we can get some barley fields in. I'd like to get those done. We've reduced the clay coming out of the ground so that hopefully we'll see more pots and that occurring. Common festival. Excellent. So the fields no longer flooding, and do you know what we probably won't need this much, but we'll put 3 in. 90%, that's not bad. 78, that's not great. 72, not too bad. Ensures that shipwrights, weavers and jewellers throughout your city are fully stocked with raw materials. So that's probably what happened here, you see. It didn't need all that clay because the god gave us loads of clay for free. And it sort of filled up the storage yard. And it's overflowing with, so I may need to put that other pottery back in at some point. But yeah, I think this was filled up by God being really pleased with the festivals and the worship that's occurring. So we've got. I really want this part of the game to change. This notification process. It's not good. It's not good. It's not fun. So we're working on the beer now. We're at 28%. What else could I do to bring that down just a smidge? So currently we're not collecting all taxes. Now it's all looking a bit rough because we've had a lot of construction, but the construction is going to start calming down for the minute, and we're looking for a bit of balance, make what we've got more stable. And we can see that so far we've paid out 66 in wages, but we've only collected 63 in taxes, so it's close, but it's not quite there. However, if we had have collected these taxes, we would be getting about there, and building another tax office would employ some more people. So I think it might be good to locate where the tax collection issue is. And usually, look, we can see here, tax was collected from this house. Right, tax from this house. So it's a question of finding, where are we? Where are there problems? It could be that it's just inconsistent somewhere because they're all paying taxes, but there's an inconsistency. And given that the tax house is here, it might be good to have a tax house over here somewhere, so they attack from this direction and this direction, and it might give us a more even tax collection. That's what I'm going to try. I'm still trying to get used to this services, right? And I've also decided I want these to open up separately, right? These, because that is an option in the thingamajig. So I think we might shove. I think it's okay to block off this up here. Can't see that being a big problem. So I'm going to pop that there. And you see how the god just filled this with pots? Absolutely just filled it with pots. So what we could do is build another storage yard, which is good for jobs, because he's not giving beer, but Bast is doing this sort of stuff. So hang on, storage yards are here. So I might build another storage yard because it's another job, right? And we will go for accept all just on the pots. That's something that we can sell. Do you know what I mean? That's something that we can sell. Yeah. Trade with, perhaps. So if we can get in an excess of pots, because the god is just filling up our storage yards because we're worshipping them really well, then why not, eh? Why not? We'll look into that. That could be useful. And who knows, maybe down the line something similar will happen with the papyrus. So how's this going? The barley's looking great. Really is looking great. Ready for our beer to do its thing. And I'm wondering if we should build another granary, because it seems that we don't need this many farms. But if we did have another granary to store this stuff in, again, we might be able to trade with some additional food or something. So I'm going to pop that up there. It's a bit out of the way. You can see how this becomes a problem, all this stuff on the screen. It does become an issue. They need to look into it. So going to see if we can help there at all with that. And what's... Right, so we need more people to move in. And they're going to, that's fine, because the beer will come in, things will upgrade again. I was thinking we might put another juggling thing just here. But employees are needed. That's okay, though, because as soon as this barley comes in, we start producing beer, the houses will upgrade again, which also means more taxes, by the way, which we need. See, look. See what the god just did? See what the god just did? So here comes our barley. We've not got any workers in this chickpea place. Oh, there we go. In that granary. There we go. It's now filled. So the barley's come in. The beer production has started. This place looks great. It looks really, really good. I'm really enjoying the updated animations of this. It looks so lovely. And then we can start getting beer to these houses, and they'll upgrade again. And we do have room for all sorts here, don't we? We need 50 additional workers. It'd be nice if I could switch off certain buildings. I'm not sure that I can. There we go. Look at this. So we've got to modest department. Cannot evolve because it does not have access to a local magistrate. We're getting there. Actually, this is where a path through here could be really handy. The magistrate's quite big. And up here could be a good place for it. And we have our tax office. The magistrates, which will be in services, here. Oh, we could build a personal mansion. It's the courthouse, I think, is the magistrates. Right, so it'd be nice, I think, to maybe get that in over here somewhere. But the tax office. The joys of this. How is the tax collection going, actually? Yeah, see, we are now collecting all taxes, which is fantastic. So this is doing the trick, but I have to be a bit careful. I need to think. And we still do need more workers. So it could be that we need another thing of houses, that the upgrading is not enough. So it could be that I'm going to pop in some houses here that are a little bit less desirable. But that's okay. That's okay. They've still got access to this sort of stuff. What we might be able to do is pop in a well, perhaps, just here for them. I think possibly the water's a bit far away otherwise. Yeah. I wonder if the magistrates... I think the magistrates would be too far away up here. I think it would be too far away. I'm not even sure there's very good. I feel like there would be... Oh, I think up here would be much better. And we may need more here. We'll see. We'll let these come in. Because you don't want to go nuts, but we do need workers, look. Do need workers. Oh my goodness. There it says. We got our spacious thingamajiggy. So now that you've built up this city somewhat, it's time to provide education for some citizens. Scribal schools cannot educate the people without papyrus on which to write. Reed gatherers supply papyrus makers with the necessary raw materials, and papyrus is then distributed directly to the city's educational facilities. I've always enjoyed the papyrus aspect in this game. I don't know why, but I love watching the papyrus makers and the reed gatherers and then the educational facilities. I enjoy watching all that sort of stuff. So what we've done is we've moved the tax collector here. I'll keep an eye on that tax collection process. We are in dire need, though, of workers, and we've got nobody sort of coming into the city, so I cannot start building all of this production until we get a better balance here in the city, and we are still losing money. I was thinking about building the personal... Oh no, thieves just robbed the tax collection office. There's also that problem, because that will now lose us money. So we have problems, is what I'm saying. And before we'll put a police there. Before we can really, here we go, got some immigration happening. Before we can expand, I need to stabilize what I have done here. So I shall do that. And then we will be back to look at education. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you to all my Patreons for their continued support.